There was a time when semi-trucks weren't just machines, they were icons, built with steel, grit and engines that sounded like thunder on the highway. No emission sensors, no fragile electronics, just raw torque, simple mechanics and craftsmanship designed to last millions of miles. These classics had personality, soul, and a reputation drivers still talk about today. And if you ask any old-school trucker, they'll tell you straight, they don't build them like they used to. Today, we're counting down the 10 legendary semi-trucks every driver wishes were still made. The beasts that defined an era, ruled the open road, and proved themselves in ways modern trucks can't even compare to. Get ready, because once you see these legends again, you'll wish they'd roll off the production line just one more time. Number 1. Volvo White GMC WHL64T. The Volvo White GMC WHL64T was never designed to impress anyone with looks or chrome. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't showy, and it didn't try to be. Instead, it earned its reputation the hard way, by surviving conditions that would kill most modern trucks in a fraction of the time. This machine came from an era when engineers focused on durability, not electronics. Everything from its heavy-duty frame, to the suspension, to the simplest bracket on the truck, had one purpose: last longer than anything else on the road. Drivers who operated the WHL64T will tell you one thing: this truck was brutally strong. Whether it was hauling heavy steel loads, running through blizzards in the north, or climbing mountain routes with a full trailer, the WHL64T never hesitated. It came with powerhouse engines like the Detroit Diesel 60 Series, Cummins NTC bi-engines, and some spec'd with massive mechanical beasts that turned this truck into a torque monster. These engines were simple, reliable, and extremely fuel-efficient for their time. What truly made drivers fall in love with this truck was its simplicity. No fragile sensors, no complicated exhaust systems, no constant fault codes. If something broke, which was rare, you could fix it with basic tools on the side of the road. Mechanics especially loved the WHL64T because every component was accessible, repairable, and durable. Even inside the cab, the truck delivered practicality. It wasn't luxurious, but it was comfortable, solid, and didn't rattle apart after years of use. Many owner-operators say the same thing. If Volvo released this exact truck again today, built with the same strength but updated interior comforts, it would easily outsell many modern rigs. The WHL64T wasn't just a truck, it was a symbol of when machines were built to last forever. Number 2. Ford LTL 9000. Before Ford left the heavy-duty trucking world, they delivered a masterpiece, the Ford LTL 9000, one of the strongest, boldest, and most iconic Class 8 trucks ever produced. Unlike many trucks of its era, the LTL 9000 wasn't just about performance, it also carried a sense of pride. Its long-nose design, massive chrome grille, head-turning stance, and unmistakable Ford presence made it a truck that drivers were proud to park in front of a diner. But the real magic was under the hood. Ford partnered with some of the most legendary engine manufacturers of all time. The LTL 9000 could be powered by engines like the CAT 3406B, Cummins NTC 400, and Detroit diesel power plants, engines known today as some of the toughest ever made. With these engines combined with Ford's heavy-duty chassis engineering, drivers felt unstoppable behind the wheel. The LTL 9000 pulled heavy loads with confidence and delivered consistent performance on long hauls. The interior of the LTL 9000 was another highlight. It provided more comfort, insulation, and driver-friendly layout than many early 80s and 90s trucks. From wide, supportive seats to improved noise control, Ford clearly focused on driver experience. Truckers who spent long hours on the highway appreciated that the LTL 9000 felt premium without trying too hard. Sadly, when Ford exited the Class 8 market, the trucking industry lost one of its greatest machines. Even decades later, drivers still search for these trucks, rebuild them, and keep them alive, because nothing else feels quite the same. If Ford ever decided to return with a modern LTL 9000 built with the same spirit, the demand would be enormous. This truck wasn't just transportation, it was Ford's declaration that they could build a road legend. Number 3. Diamond Rio Giant. When you talk about legendary toughness, almost no truck matches the reputation of the Diamond Rio Giant. This machine earned its name honestly. It truly was a giant. Built during the peak of American heavy-duty manufacturing, the Diamond Rio Giant was designed to go places and do jobs most trucks couldn't. Logging roads, mines, construction sites, mountains, oil fields, the Giant conquered them all. The foundation of its strength was its unbelievably overbuilt frame. Diamond Rio didn't cut corners. They used thick steel, reinforced structural components, and designs that prioritized durability above everything. As a result, the Giant could carry and pull loads that would twist or crack other trucks of the time. This durability made it extremely popular in heavy-haul industries where breakdowns weren't an option. Under the hood, the Giant often came with legendary engines like the Cummins NTC series, Detroit Diesel 8V71 Pole V71 Screamers, or massive Caterpillar units. These engines didn't just offer power, they offered reliability and a raw mechanical feel that modern engines can't duplicate. The sound of a Detroit 12V71 roaring through a Diamond Rio Giant is something truckers still remember fondly. The interior was basic but built for function. Everything was metal, sturdy, and meant to last decades. What drivers appreciated most was that the truck didn't rattle apart, even after years of heavy use. Unlike many trucks that aged poorly, the Giant stayed tight, solid, and dependable. Today, Diamond Rio trucks are rare, but the legend lives on. Many old truckers say that if Diamond Rio returned with a modern version of the Giant, keeping the old-school toughness but adding current comfort, it would be a dream come true. This truck wasn't just durable, it was nearly unbreakable. Number 4. Western Star 4964 EX. Western Star has always been a brand built on craftsmanship, and the 49 is the perfect example of that philosophy. Unlike mass-produced trucks from larger companies, Western Star built their trucks with a near-handcrafted approach. Owners of the 4964 EX didn't just buy a truck, they bought a machine built specifically for them, with custom options you wouldn't find anywhere else. The 4964 EX quickly became a favorite among owner-operators who demanded durability, reliability, and a premium driving experience. Its long-nosed design, massive hood, and heavy-duty frame made it look like a truck that could pull down a mountain. And the truth is, it could. With engines like the Detroit Diesel Series 60, Cat 34006E, and early high-torque Cummins engines, the 4964 EX delivered incredible pulling power and unmatched longevity. What set this truck apart was the build quality. Every panel, every bracket, every weld was stronger and more durable than what you'd find from most brands. Western Star wasn't trying to make the cheapest truck, they were trying to make the toughest. Inside, the 4964 EX felt like a luxury workspace. Drivers enjoyed real wood trims, premium seats, thicker insulation, and a quiet cabin that made long hauls easier. This truck wasn't just strong, it respected the driver's comfort too. Many truckers say that the cab felt more like an executive office than a heavy-duty machine. Even today, the Western Star 4964 EX is considered one of the best-built trucks ever made. Many of them are still on the road, still hauling, still proving their worth decades later. If Western Star revived this model with modern technology but the same handcrafted spirit, it would instantly be a top seller. Number 5. Freightliner FLD120 Classic. The Freightliner FLD120 Classic is one of those trucks that became a legend, not because it was fancy, but because it was perfect for the job. It was lightweight, fuel-efficient, simple, and incredibly reliable. 4 traits that made it a money-making machine for both fleets and owner-operators. While many modern trucks rely heavily on electronics, the FLD120 came from a time when simplicity ruled, and that's exactly why drivers still miss it today. One of the biggest advantages of the FLD120 was its aluminum construction. It weighed significantly less than most trucks in its class, which meant more payload, better fuel economy, and lower operating costs. For companies running long-haul routes, this was a game-changer. The truck also had excellent aerodynamics for its time, further improving fuel savings. Under the hood, the FLD120 came with some of the best engines ever produced: Detroit Series 60, Caterpillar 3406E, and Cummins N14. These engines were known for reliability and longevity, often crossing 1 million miles without major rebuilds. The combination of lightweight design and legendary engines made the FLD120 one of the most profitable rigs in trucking history. The cab was comfortable, functional, and designed for long hours on the road. Drivers praised its quiet interior, large windows, and simple dashboard layout. Everything was easy to reach, easy to maintain, and built to last. Even though thousands of FLD120s are still on the road today, truckers wish Freightliner would bring back a modern version. The same lightweight body, same reliability, but with updated comfort and safety. The FLD120 Classic wasn't just a truck, it was an era-defining machine that made transportation easier, cheaper, and more enjoyable. Number 6. Autocar AT64. The Autocar AT64 wasn't just a truck, it was a tank on wheels. Built during an era when toughness mattered more than comfort or electronics, the AT64 was designed to do jobs most trucks couldn't even attempt. It became legendary in industries like mining, logging, heavy haul, and oilfield transport because it simply refused to give up no matter how dangerous or demanding the conditions were. If a job required strength, endurance, and reliability above everything else, the AT64 was the truck companies trusted. What made this truck stand out was its insanely durable frame and chassis engineering. Autocar didn't build lightweight trucks, they built machines made of thick steel, reinforced components, and designs meant to operate in environments that destroyed other rigs. It was common to see AT64s hauling enormous loads, crossing rough terrain, or working in freezing temperatures without a single complaint. The truck could take punishment all day, every day, and still come back tomorrow ready to work again. Under the hood, the AT64 typically carried engines like the Cummins Big Cam series, Detroit 8V92, or even the massive Detroit 12V71 engines. These engines were known not only for brute torque, but also for their ability to run reliably for thousands of hours under extreme loads. They weren't fuel efficient, but they didn't need to be. They needed to survive, and they did that better than almost anything. The cab wasn't luxurious, but it was functional and surprisingly comfortable considering the truck's heavy-duty purpose. Drivers loved the AT64 because it felt solid, heavy, and stable, like a truck built to outlive its owner. Even today, decades after production ended, many AT64s are still working in harsh industries. That alone explains why truckers wish Autocar would return to building heavy-haul highway monsters like this. The AT64 wasn't just tough, it was nearly indestructible. Number 7. Iveco Turbostar 190/48. The Iveco Turbostar 190/48 wasn't just a truck, it was a sensation. In Europe, it became one of the most iconic and beloved rigs ever put on the road. Its reputation didn't come from being extremely heavy-duty or built like a tank. Instead, it became famous for being fast, powerful, stylish, and surprisingly advanced for its time. The Turbostar was the truck that made long journeys fun for European drivers. The heart of the 190/48 was its monstrous 480 HP V8 engine, which made it one of the fastest and strongest trucks of the 80s and early 90s. Drivers still talk about the distinctive roar of that engine, a deep, thunderous sound that made the truck feel alive. On long European motorways, the Turbostar could overtake other trucks with ease, climbing hills and maintaining high speeds like a true highway rocket. The cab was another highlight. It was large, comfortable, and full of storage space, making it perfect for long-distance hauling across countries. Iveco focused on driver ergonomics long before it became an industry standard, and the result was a cab that felt modern, spacious, and enjoyable to live in for days at a time. The dashboard layout was clean, visibility was excellent, and the ride quality was smoother than most competitors of the era. But what truly cemented the Turbostar's legacy was its dependability. It wasn't just fast, it was tough. Companies that ran fleets of these trucks often used them for over 1 million kilometers with minimal issues. Even today, you'll still find Turbostars operating in parts of Southern Europe and the Middle East. If Iveco brought back a modern Turbostar with that iconic V8 sound and same speed-first mindset, it would instantly become a bestseller. The Turbostar wasn't just a truck, it was a legend of the open road. Number 8. Scania 143M. When truckers talk about the greatest European trucks ever made, the Scania 143M always ends up at the top of the list. And for good reason. This truck wasn't just popular, It transformed what drivers expected from power, comfort, and engineering. Its V8 engines, especially the 470 and 500 HP variants, gave it monstrous torque that made it the undisputed king of hauling heavy loads over Europe's steepest terrain. The Scania 143M earned its reputation through real-world performance. Whether it was pulling oversized cargo, climbing alpine passes, or running long-distance international routes, this truck delivered unmatched stability and strength. Drivers loved how smooth the engine felt, even while producing insane pulling force. You didn't have to fight the truck, it worked with you, not against you. Its cab was equally impressive. Scania was one of the earliest companies to prioritize driver comfort, and the 143M proved it. The cabin was quiet, well-insulated, and designed with ergonomics far ahead of its competition. Seats were comfortable, controls were easy to reach, and visibility was excellent. Living in the truck for weeks at a time didn't feel like torture, it felt like home. What also made the 143M special was its aesthetics. Its bold grille, sharp lines, and powerful stance gave it a distinct personality. Even today, show trucks based on the 143M continue to dominate trucking festivals across Europe. Mechanics appreciated its reliability and simplicity, a perfect blend of strong engineering and minimal electronics. Today's Scania V8 models are powerful, but many drivers say the 143M had a soul, a mechanical purity that modern trucks can't replicate. If Scania ever reintroduced a retro version of this truck, the demand would be enormous. Number 9. Volvo F12. Before the modern Volvo FH series reshaped the trucking world, the Volvo F12 paved the way with innovation, safety, and superior engineering. This truck didn't just compete with other rigs, it redefined the standards. It introduced features and technologies that were far ahead of its time, making the F12 one of the most influential trucks in European transport history. One of the biggest breakthroughs with the F12 was its advanced suspension and cab design. Volvo engineered the truck to reduce driver fatigue, improve ride comfort, and create a safer working environment. Compared to other trucks from that era, the F12 felt incredibly smooth, quiet, and stable. It was a pleasure to drive, especially during long international trips across rough highways and variable climates. The engine options were also a major highlight. Volvo's turbocharged diesel engines offered strong power, excellent torque, and impressive fuel efficiency. Fleet owners quickly fell in love with the F12 because it delivered performance without sacrificing reliability or economy. Many F12s crossed well over 1 million kilometers with minimal issues, a testament to Volvo's engineering standards. Inside the cab, drivers enjoyed a spacious layout, excellent insulation, and a dashboard made with practicality in mind. Volvo didn't complicate things. Everything was placed exactly where drivers needed it, creating one of the most intuitive driving experiences of its time. The F12 was also known for longevity. Even decades after production ended, thousands of units remained in service across Eastern Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. They were loved for their toughness, simplicity, and low maintenance costs. If Volvo ever decided to release a modern F12 with retro styling and old-school durability, the truck would sell at record speed. The F12 wasn't just revolutionary, it was the foundation of Volvo's dominance today. Number 10. MAN F90. The MAN F90 is widely considered one of the most reliable, well-engineered, and durable trucks ever built in Europe. MAN approached truck manufacturing with a level of precision and engineering discipline that set them apart. The F90 shows exactly what happens when German engineering meets long-haul practicality. A machine built to operate flawlessly for decades. Drivers loved the F90 because everything about it felt solid. The cab doors closed with a deep, reassuring thud. The dashboard layout was clean, simple, and functional. The seats were supportive and comfortable for long trips. Even after years of heavy use, the interior didn't rattle or fall apart. It was a truck designed with longevity as its top priority. Under the hood, MAN offered powerful engines that delivered impressive torque and efficiency. These engines were designed to withstand extremely high mileage without losing performance, and many F90s are still running today in different parts of the world. They excelled in long-haul operations, heavy loads, and steep terrain, all while maintaining low maintenance costs. The F90 was also known for its handling and stability. Thanks to excellent suspension engineering, the truck felt planted on the road even at high speeds. This made it incredibly popular for international transport across Europe, where conditions could change dramatically from one border to the next. Fleet owners loved the F90 because it made financial sense. It didn't break down often, parts were durable, and fuel efficiency was high for its era. It simply worked, year after year, mile after mile. Today, truckers still talk about the F90 as a masterpiece of its time. If MAN ever revived this model with updated technology but the same rugged engineering, it would immediately become a bestseller. The F90 wasn't just well built, it was built to last forever. Those were the legends, the trucks that shaped the industry, carried America on their backs, and built a legacy no modern machine can replace. Even decades later, drivers still remember how they pulled, how they sounded, and how they felt behind the wheel. Which of these classics do you wish would make a comeback? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. If you love trucking history and the machines that built America, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with a fellow truck lover. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep the wheels turning, the chrome shining, and the legends alive.